Hi, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of the Fargo Force Show. I'm Trevor Peterson, joined this week by Force forward Austin Pooley, second year with the Fargo Force, third in the USHL. Austin's one of the team captains this year. Austin, what does that mean to have the C on your jersey and be a captain this year in your second year with the Force?
It's a great responsibility and it's truly humbling. Obviously, they've had some really good captains in the past, and we have a lot of good leaders on our hockey team, and I'm just happy to be one of them.
What has this been like for you? Second time around now this year, you've been with the Force. New coach this year, but second time around, has it been easier to describe just the second year compared to the first year for yourself?
You're more familiar with the league and with players in the league, arenas. You know where you're going, you know where you're staying. Mm-hmm. Just everything. You know what you need to do to be prepared for every game. Be more consistent, just a good feel for the league.
What about the difference in coaches this year? Last year was John Marks in your first year with the Force. Mm-hmm. This year, new head coach Kerry Eads. Compare and contrast those guys a little bit if you could.
They're both extremely good coaches. They both taught me a lot about the game. I think one thing that's different is maybe the practices. A lot of more like 3-on-1s and 4-on-1s, and a lot of more skating with Coach Eads, where Coach Marks like to focus on the defensive side of the puck. I think a little bit more, one-on-one stuff, which is extremely good too. But yeah, I think practices is one thing that is a little different, but at the same time, they both taught the guys a lot about how to be good hockey players and good people away from the rink.
Now, Coach Eads has had success wherever he's been as a head coach. Do you guys get excited about knowing that? You know what, even though maybe you guys haven't had the success that you want early on this season so far, do you guys get excited about that, knowing that, hey, this guy's had success wherever he's gone, it's going to happen for us? Yeah,
like if you kind of look at his record over the years, like I don't think he's ever had a losing season, and that brings confidence to players that he's going to figure out how to get us back on track. And just like when he comes in the locker room, like he has that kind of swagger to him, that winning swagger. Everyone respects him a lot. Everyone wants to please him. That's kind of what you want from a coach. But yeah, he definitely has that winning culture, and he's kind of creating that here, and we're going to continue to move forward with that.
What's one of the things that you've worked on from last year to the Force over the summer now to bring to the Force this year? What's one of the things that you kind of spent some time on?
For me, probably everything. You got to get better at every part of your game. My shooting. My first 3 steps probably, getting quicker, getting stronger, just every aspect of the game, you need to get better at to make it to the next level.
Now, you've committed to play college hockey at Ohio State. You're from Ohio, Ohio State. What do you think about the Buckeyes football team? Are they going to make this top 4 in the college football player by the end of the year? You follow them pretty close?
Yeah, I do. I know they got a real tough game coming up this week, I think, against Michigan State. And I don't know. I mean, Michigan State's a good team. I'm not sure. I'd like to see them make it, but at the same time, I'm not an analysis, so I'm not sure.
And you got a little in with Ohio State and the head coach as well, you were saying?
Yeah, we're family friends with Urban Meyer, and my mom works out with Shelly Meyer. So they do yoga classes and stuff, and so they're a pretty cool family.
So send the tickets your way. Anytime you need to go to a game, you just pick up the phone, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
That's pretty fun.
Well, since our last show, the Force have played 4 games. Let's catch you up a little bit on how it's gone. 2 weekends ago, Friday, November 6th and November 7th, the Force hosted Des Moines, or actually we're at Des Moines. And on Friday night, the Force won 7-1, 7 unanswered goals for the Force, 4 in the third period, and all 7 goals were scored by 7 different players. Pretty impressive and pretty rare there. And then the next night, Austin, you guys won 3-1. Goals by Folk, Jan, and Lazat there. Ryan Wishow only had to make 15 saves. Great defensive effort by you guys. That you outshot them 33 to 16. Only 16 shots on goal. Talk about those 2 victories. How big were they, and how impressive you guys played? How good it felt.
Yeah, we've had a lot of success on the road so far this year. And both those games were great team efforts from the top of our lineup down. Like everyone was contributing, and it was a really fun weekend on the road.
What did you guys really do well? I mean, was it your defense was just clicking? Was it the offense finally finding the pucks in the net?
Yeah, I think it started from our goaltending out. I mean, our D moved the puck really well. Our forwards played simple, played hard, physical, got pucks to the net, did everything we needed to do to be successful on the road. And, obviously 7-1, that's a lot of goals. We're just doing good, simple things, and we got rewarded.
All right, so you had all the momentum coming back the next weekend, back home to Shields Arena and to Fargo. And unfortunately, as we take a look, it just didn't happen for you. You played Muskegon, and on Friday night, Muskegon won 4-1. Muskegon outshot you guys 23-19, so only 19 shots on goal. Really low for you guys this year. I don't recall a number being that low all season. And then the next night, you guys get shut out for the first time all season. 1-0 Muskegon gets that one. You actually did outshoot them 27-25. You guys, when you score 1 goal or less this season, we talked about this on the previous show as well, just 1-8. But when you hit that 2 goal or more, the magic mark of 2, you guys are 4-1 so far this year. And you mentioned it earlier in the show, 4-2 on the road this season, and just 1-6-1 at home, which is pretty rare because Shields Arena crowds some of the best in the USHL. How do you explain something like that?
Yeah, I think being on the road, you're with all the guys the whole time, and maybe there's not as many distractions as there is at home. And I think on the road we're a lot more focused, and there's not as much going around. We just have more success on the road, and that needs to change. But at the same time, we go on the road again for 4 more games, and the next 4 games, and those need to be big. Those are going to be big 4 games for us. Let's
take a look at the USHL standings after this last stretch that we've gone through here. The Force, Lincoln and Omaha leading the Force right at the bottom again, but still very early on. A bunch of teams right close with even less than 500 records there too. So long way to go. But the Force with a good chance to move up. And as you mentioned, as we take a look at the upcoming schedule, you mentioned now you guys have been good on the road, and the next games are going to be on the road, Austin. Here on this weekend, you play at Team USA for a couple games. The U17 team at 6 o'clock starts on the 20th and 21st. And then the following weekend on the road at Sioux Falls. That'll be a Coach Eads' first trip to the place where he won the championship last year with the Stampede, and then facing Omaha, the second-place team in your conference, on the next night as well. So I imagine it's kind of weird, but you probably take a good amount of confidence going into these games because you've been playing so well on the road.
Yeah, I think we do. Obviously, this weekend coming up, we played the U17 team twice, and we got to come ready to play for those games. We need both those games on the road, and we need to continue to take steps in the right direction. Keep building this thing. This season, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and we need to continue to get better every day, and that starts with our practice today, tomorrow, and just keep building for this weekend. And then hopefully it just keeps snowballing.
We mentioned you're from Ohio, so we're going to have a little fun this week. We're going to test your state of Ohio knowledge. We know you know about the football team, but we'll test your state of Ohio knowledge with some famous Ohio people. So the first one would be the most famous basketball player, the best basketball player in the world right now. Who would that be?
Oh, that's LeBron James.
All right, we would have accepted LeBron James or Steph Curry, in fact, too. He's also, both those guys, interestingly enough, from Akron, Ohio. So 1 for 1 on that one. All right, maybe the most famous movie director of all time. Jaws, Indiana Jones trilogy.
Oh, my, something Lucas, right?
No, that's Star Wars.
I don't know then.
Steven Spielberg.
Oh, my
Steven
gosh.
Spielberg.
Yeah,
you had it was right there. Steven Spielberg from Ohio as well, Cincinnati, in fact.
That's embarrassing.
All right, how about a famous inventor? This guy invented the light bulb, the phonograph.
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison, all over that one. Very good. Thomas Edison, one of the most famous inventors of all time. Moving along, a famous astronaut. Maybe the most famous astronaut of all time happens to be from the state of Ohio. First guy to touch on the moon.
Oh my gosh. Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong. We would have also accepted John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth. They're both those guys from the state of Ohio.
Mackerel.
How about, this is fun, isn't it, by the way? You never knew you were going to get quizzed on Ohio stuff. How did they?
I'm being embarrassed right now.
Famous actress, maybe the most famous African-American actress in our generation, whatever. First African-American to win the Academy Award for Best Actress in a James Bond movie, Monsters Ball, short hair.
I don't think I know.
Halle Berry, does that ring a bell at all?
It does, but
there you go. Halle Berry, she's from your state of Ohio as well, so proud about that. All right, finally, this will be the toughest one now. No less than 5 U.S. presidents are from the state of Ohio. Can you name any of those former U.S. presidents from the state of Ohio?
Yeah, I should be able to.
They're not any recent ones.
Yeah, I know.
We'll just go for last names, too.
Oh, man. I don't know.
All right, bring up the board here. We'll show you here. We would have accepted Ulysses S. Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes, William Howard Taft, Benjamin Harrison, or Warren G. Harding. That's pretty amazing that your home state has 5 U.S. presidents, huh?
Yeah, and I don't know any of them. That's pretty embarrassing.
Well,
but hey, that's how it goes.
Hey, we're out to make people smarter and wiser on this show now. You can quiz your teammates on that, and you'll know, and you'll never forget those. I bet now the rest of your life. Huh?
I will never. Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, Austin, for being here. Thanks for being a good sport. Best of luck the rest of the way, and we'll get this thing turned around and get it rolling on the road with these next 4 games.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That'll do it for this edition of the Fargo Force Show. We'll see you next time.